Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call to order the Larkspur Parks and Rec Commission meeting of Thursday, January 19th, the first meeting of 2023. Allison, can I get a roll call?
Committee member Baxter,
Present.
committee member Harrison.
Here.
I will see just as he's joining audio. There we go. Committee member Keppel. We're taking roll. Committee member Keppel.
Here,
Thank
just
you.
in time.
Vice Chair Sunshine.
I'm here.
Chair Friedel.
I'm here. Thank you. At this time, we'll take public comment for anything not on the agenda. Allison, any hands raised?
Looking for any raised hands or attendees in our Zoom audience, and there's no public comment.
Shocked, I tell you, shocked. The approval of the consent calendar, item 3. These are the minutes from November 17th, and Nick sent them out earlier. Has everyone had a chance to review them? And if so, entertain a motion or comment.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as provided to us.
Thank
I'll
you.
second.
A second?
I'll
Thank you,
second.
Nikki. All in favor? Hands raised.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all. Item 4.0 is public hearing, for which there are none. And then business items, we have our friend Rita joining us. A parks update. It is shock from Public Works and Analyst 2. Are you sharing, my dear? Yep.
All right,
So
parks
pretty.
update for January 19th. Delaware Park, done. Woohoo!
Wow.
Nice job.
So cool.
Yep.
Done. It'd be done. So, yeah, opened up. I was really trying to push it to get it open before Christmas, and it was done, except the temporary fence people just fell down on the job and they didn't get it out until the week after. But it was rainy, it was nasty, so it didn't matter really. Let's see. So now we have a dedicated play area for children under 5 at Dolliver Park, something we never had before. You know, the parents, the caretakers, the kids love the playground, but the caretakers and the caretakers and parents in particular love the fence around the play area so that they can just relax. They don't have to worry about their kids getting out. It's just really nice.
Oh, hold on, Rita, can I ask you to stop? Michael, are you having the same problem I have that I can't hear?
I can barely hear you, Rita.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Darn it. Okay, is this any better? How about this? Any better?
And I have my volume all the way up in both areas. Is everybody having trouble hearing Rita? Show of nods. Elizabeth, you're okay? You can hear her okay? Okay. And Reed can too. All right. So it's just us. So we'll just try, Michael, to listen.
Yeah, I'll make do.
Okay. Go ahead, Rita. Thank you.
All right, I'll try to talk louder and everybody else can turn their things on a lower volume. Anyway, yeah, the parents particularly love the perimeter fence and the gate, which is great. Keeps the kids contained. One last punch list items, the benches that are going to go inside the playground haven't arrived yet. Those will get installed as soon as they arrive. And we had sent a preliminary email, just an inquiry email about a ribbon cutting, and we were thinking about doing it last weekend or last week, I think on last Friday. And you know, the donors really did not, they really want to keep a low profile. They didn't want to participate in the ribbon cutting. And with just the storms that were coming in, it just didn't make sense. And then I ended up getting COVID, so I wasn't even going to be there. So we just kind of scuttled the whole thing, and we'll just prepare a letter and a proclamation to them, thanking them for their contribution. And I think they're happy with that. Okay, moving on to, oh, any questions on Dolliver?
Yeah,
Yes.
Rita, through the chair, if that's okay. I just, and maybe I'm forgetting the history here, but I appreciate the fact that the donor wanted to keep a low profile, but could you provide just a little bit of history on their role in this project?
Oh, yeah, they, so the gentleman, David, approached me and wanted to donate a play structure, and you know, his kids, he lives in the neighborhood. Kids are, I think at this point 2 and 4, something like that. So he pretty much paid for about 80%, 75% of the project. And then there was some money that we kicked in, primarily because, you know, I said, well, we really do need to install a fence. But yeah, he put in about 75% of the cost of the project. The total price tag of this was about $140,000. So it was a substantial amount of money. Yeah.
Wonderful to hear that someone nearby wanted to make the investment and
Yeah.
provide something that will really benefit the entire community. So that's fantastic. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and he just really, you know, I kept asking him, like, do you, you know, gosh, we really would like, and he says, you know, our enjoyment is just watching our friends and neighbors use the playground. So it's pretty sweet. Okay, moving on to Greenbrae School Park. So that was a little bit.
I think Mike had a question
Yeah,
too.
I'm gonna say
Sorry.
Mike has a question, Rita.
Rita, I was just going to say that I've walked by that park several times the last couple of weeks, and I'm really glad to hear that you have benches coming, because I've seen a lot of adult parents sitting on that little bench inside the house with some frequency, and so it's great that the benches are coming. But otherwise, I think the improvements are fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know. It was really, what happened with the benches is it came in 2 boxes, and one of the boxes got lost. So it's really frustrating because it was, you know, so close, but yeah, but anyway, okay, I'm gonna move on. Okay, Greenbrae
Please.
School Park, it's a little bit, there was some overlap with this project, mainly the structure that you see over on the left-hand side, the climbing structure that had to be relocated to make room for the other elements of Dolliver. And then that is now going to get shifted over to reinstalled over at Greenbrae School Park, sort of in that grassy area that I've got the arrow pointing to. So that's pending. I've got the same contractor will be doing that. We haven't nailed down a date yet. Okay, Hamilton Park. Not a ton of stuff since I updated you in November, but just again, you know, the clear access to and the views to the creek. We installed 2 new backless benches right at the water's edge. Allows people to sit and look out at the water, or they can sit the other way and look towards the park. And then one of our new park signs is installed now in the front. So lets people know that, you know, there's something new's happening over there. And I personally have noticed just by walking a lot, driving by the area, there's so much more usage. People, you know, all the people that work in that area, you know, so many of the people that work in the area sit and enjoy the benches or the tables and, you know, their lunchtime. So it's nice to see this park getting utilized again. It's lovely. What else is coming? I've got a couple more tables and chairs coming in, and a drinking fountain, and then that horrible looking irrigation box structure is going to get fixed. Hopefully by this Eagle Scout candidate. He keeps in touch with me. He just hasn't quite finished his project yet, but it's in the works. Okay, Niven Park. Playground. Oh yeah, the picnic area is finished. I think the last time I updated you, the new concrete paving was in, but none of the furniture. So we had a community build event in November. Our esteemed Commissioner Harrison attended with many of her friends and family. And then unfortunately, I'm terrible at pictures, so I forgot to take pictures. So basically this is pictures of Nick and one of our maintenance crew and some of our volunteers. I think actually Vicky took those. But it was fun. We spent about 3 hours out there at the site. The people assembled the tables and chairs, and then our guys and Nick mounted them onto the surfacing. So it was fun. We had a good time. What's next? Just a few things left. There's a big empty concrete pad over there by that area. In case you're wondering what that is, we're gonna have bike racks there. Those hadn't arrived by the time the event was going on. Bike racks, and then I think actually there's 2 trash cans that are currently sitting over there. And then I'll also be installing those tree grates that you see in the 3 trees that are inside the concrete paving. Oh shoot, I wrote Hamilton Park on there, but it's actually Niven, sorry. So that's the next my big push over the next month is to get this ready to go out to bid for get solicit
So
contractor
cool.
bids. Yeah. So Piper Park, just we finally got the electrical feed going. So now we have electricity in the picnic area. And this was the project from the project of all projects. Basically, there was just so much to it because for the very beginning, trying to find where the electrical feed started, and then we ended up having to do methane testing. This is them pulling the cable from basically the rec department area to the picnic area underneath the parking lot. Just a big project for basically what's going to just be a couple of outlets in the middle of the picnic area. I mean, it's just like you can't even believe how much work went into it. So, and I'm sorry, I
3 important outlets.
Yeah, 3 outlets, exactly. It just was so much work. So, just the thing in the middle, that little monitor right there, that caused so much issues. I mean, we spent Nick and Gianni, and mostly Nick and Gianni and me a little bit, spent the whole, what was it, 2 days, Nick? 2 days doing this, just, monitoring it every hour. Was it 3 days? I can't even remember. Yeah, 3 days going out there every hour, like monitoring this thing. Good news, there was no gas that leaked. Everything went fine. I mean, for all the problems with this project, when it actually came down to it, it went smoothly. So now we have underground electrical service to the picnic area. So now when we do music in the park or, lights next year, whatever, we could plug right into the outlet right there. So it's a good thing. Let's see, in the works, now that I've got a lot of projects, completed, I'm going to start the planning process for Greenbury School Park. In addition to that, the metal structure, just kind of what else would you like to see out there type meetings. And then Heatherwood Park, only half of the playground got updated. So there's phase 2 is the second half of the playground. So these will just be really just getting started on this, just community outreach. It's just the very beginning planning stage. And that's it. So any questions or suggestions?
I have a couple that I wrote while you were going through.
Okay.
First, a comment of again, thank you for keeping our parks so beautiful and on task and getting all this stuff completed. And I know it was a huge project, but those are very important plugs. So thank you for that. I had a question that just came up at the end there, those 2 community outreaches.
Mhm.
I'm sure you would, but can we make sure that the commission is aware
Yes,
so that we can be ears if we need to be on what the community is asking for on those projects?
absolutely.
And
I'll let you
I-
know when I start the process. I haven't even gotten to it
Yeah,
yet. It's
I
just-
figured,
it's
just-
on my mind to get going.
and it was probably already on your radar to do, but just a comment. And then the obvious question to me is, how did we fare the last 3 weeks? I know I lost a sign for the commons and a post with the wind and the rain and the mud. How did our parks survive?
I think there were some trees that came down, but not as bad as other years. I mean, really, the main thing for Public Works was the flooding, just the streets. But even there, we've done a lot of work on the storm drains, so I mean, things are better. Things are.
Yeah.
improved.
Well, just a huge shout out. It was very obvious to me that Public Works was out there cleaning drains, culverts open and the whole time. So
Yeah.
just on the record and in these minutes, a huge thank you to everybody in Public Works and
Yeah.
Park and Rec for keeping us safe, because I saw them every day out there doing
Yeah.
something to keep us from drowning. So huge
Yeah,
thanks.
again, it was one of those kind of things where, it was the rain of all rains, and then, king tides. It's just like the perfect storm. But
Yes.
yeah, but I know that.
And they'll be out on Saturday because we have a king tide coming in
Yeah.
Saturday. Any
No
other
rain.
questions? Yeah, 10:57. I put it on my calendar because I can't get out if I don't get out before then. Any questions for Rita from commissioners? Reed's a no, Vicky, Victoria, no, Elizabeth, Mike, go ahead, sorry.
Just a quick question about the new signs. I did notice with Dolliver, I think they look great, but just one little item, and I can't remember if we've already talked about this, but there's a little bit of staining, little rust stains. I was just wondering, is that something that can be removed? And is there a need to maybe somehow put some spray on there that they'll allow us to remove those stains for any future signs that go in?
Yeah, so I contacted the sign company because I didn't notice this like the little rust stains. Let's see if we can see it over here well, this one wasn't raining when that had been put up. But the first one that went up was for neighborhood park, and I didn't see those rust stains. So I reached out to the sign company, and they said that they put a sealer on it, but I maybe suspect that perhaps they didn't put enough coats, or maybe they forgot or something. But anyway, they said, oh yeah, no, we'll go out there and clean it up and then put the seal on. So they're gonna that's gonna happen on Monday. So let's see what happens with that. And that is the nature of that steel, that Corten steel. But I agree, it's not ideal. So we'll get that sealed up and make sure that doesn't continue to happen.
Yeah, I'm pleased to hear that there's a fix for that.
Yeah, but thank you.
All right, any other questions? Rita, is that it for you?
Yep,
Thank you very much, as always.
thank you.
Item 5.2, future of P&R commission meetings. Nick, our interim recreation director.
Thank you for the introduction. Yes, so this item, better coming from Dan. He wasn't able to make it tonight, but the governor's orders for COVID Zoom meetings and public meetings is going to be changing in March, and we're waiting for verbiage from the city attorney on exactly what that means for us, but likely we're going to be looking. We can still do Zoom meetings, but one of the caveats is that if you do a Zoom meeting from your house, you have to publicize where you are and potentially make it accessible to the public.
On
So
over.
we could invite people into our living room, so wherever you are right now, or our other option, Nick,
Or I believe the other option is just going to be meeting in person again. We're trying to figure out the hybrid situation. City council's doing it. It's just a matter of if I'm going to be able to pull all the strings to make it happen both ways. So Allison will train me, I'm sure, but that's likely where we're headed. So I wanted to put that on your plate that that likely next month will be the last Zoom meeting for the Park and Rec Commission. And
Okay,
that's
is
of
it-
course your decision. However you want to do it. We'll have the language for you that we'll send out that kind of details everything about publicizing your address and making it accessible. But my thoughts were that you would probably would rather do it in the council chambers.
okay, so Nick, do you need anything from us on this? Do you need to know if anybody's planning to host the public in their homes for commission meetings, or if we all will return to chambers willingly? Do you need something from us
I
on this item?
Do not need anything from you right now. Just wanted to put it out there and let you guys know and let you ask any questions if not that I have any answers, but but certainly you could have a discussion now if you wanted to as well.
Okay, questions or comments from commissioners? Anyone? Will we see everybody in chambers in March? Mike, go ahead. You have a question.
I was just going to say, I'll very happily return to chambers. I look forward to that.
Okay. All right. So February will be the last Zoom, and then we'll return to chambers on March. Is that the direction, Nick?
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds great to me.
Okay. So nobody needs the verbiage on hosting commission meetings in their living room. You can go forward, Nick.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Is that it from you, sir? Or do you want to do your director's report now, or do you want to do it as item 6?
Whenever you'd like me to.
Why don't you do that first? That way we
Okay.
can leave installation for the last item, if that's okay with you, sir.
That works for me.
Okay.
So the lights in the park, the most successful, happiest thing we've ever done, will be ending soon. I believe on Monday, he's going to come out and start uninstalling the lights. We got an extra 2 weeks out of the project because of all the rain. So
Driven by every night.
I love it. It's been great. We've gotten a lot of feedback. We've got a lot of people that are interested in sponsoring next year and donating towards it. So and then with the addition of the electrical further out into Piper, another 400 feet or so past that last outlet, we'll be able to potentially go bigger and better next year. So I'm excited about that. So last couple days to check it out. Go out and enjoy it. It's not raining, so check it out.
And we're already fundraising, Nick. We're already fundraising. I can send that link out.
Yep, we are. And then Katya and Company performing Beauty and the Beast this week. I think tonight's their opening night at San Anselmo Playhouse Youth Theater. We've been hearing all the songs at the rec center for the last couple months, so I know them all by heart. And so they'll be performing this weekend. The older kids perform Heathers. If you guys remember the movie, there's a musical about it, and that was last week and went really well. So I know that the high school kids love doing that. And registration for Aladdin, which is our spring show, starts next week. And I'm happy to report that when Katya started up her programs, I mean, she had a huge, robust program before COVID, and starting back up again, it was low and a slow start for her, but she was persistent and really stuck it out. And those numbers have climbed up back to pre-COVID levels. We have wait lists now again, and registration fills up on the first day. So it's really a test to her talent with the kids. And finally, just busy. We've switched from outdoor park use to basketball season started. So the hall gym is booked solid with basketball games on the weekend, practices in the evenings. I have a great facility attendant that's we're just chatting. I think I hired him and within my first 6 months of starting here 8 years ago. So so Medhani is just super reliable and really good. Doesn't, goes out, locks up the gym, cleans up messes that happen there. And he took a day off this last Sunday. And I just want to say how much I appreciate him because it's a lot. I was scraping gum off the floors and throwing trash away. So it's really can't say enough good things about Medhani. So yeah, and that is those are my updates.
Thank you very much, and special thank you. I know you have a lot of extra items on your plate lately. Lots of interims in front of your name. So thank you for all you're doing for us. And I'm giddy over the lights, as you know, and it was so beautiful. And it was just a hit. And I will go on record, so it goes in these minutes, that city manager at a city council meeting said it was one of the only projects that didn't have any negative comments come into the city about it. And as we all know, being servants of the city, that's not generally what happens. And so thank you. I know that was a lot of work and it was freezing cold while they were putting them up. And thank you, Nick, for all of that, for everything you do.
Thank you all for making it happen.
Item 5, did anyone have any questions for Nick on his report? I'm sorry, for Nick at that, nothing? Everyone's good? Item 5.3, the installation of officers for 2023, and our return to chambers. I just want to say thank you all. I know it was a very weird year and no meetings and rain and all sorts of new and exciting things and incredible works on the parks. Thank you. But it is time for an election of officers. Nick, is there anything we need to do for you, or Allison, anything special you need from us? We just need a nomination.
Yeah, I think just a nomination of your new chair and vice chair would be great. We'll take a roll call vote on these just to be fully safe in our appointments. That would be it.
So we are one of those commissions that has a sort of line of succession. So can I nominate Nick?
No.
I mean, not nominate Nick, it's a question mark. Can I nominate, Nick? Question mark. I would like to nominate the line in succession, which I believe is our vice chair, Elizabeth Sunshine. Is everyone, yes, no, as the chair of the 2023 Commission for Park and Rec? So I will make that nomination if I have a second.
I second that.
Thank you, Reed. And then do you want to do them one by one, Allison?
You could do them together if you'd like. That would be it.
So who is next in the line of succession for vice chair?
That would be me,
Yeah.
I do believe.
So would someone make that nomination?
I'll nominate Mike as vice chair.
Thank you.
And
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Elizabeth. All right, so we have a first and a second nomination for Elizabeth Sunshine to come in as chair of this commission, and for Mike Capel to come in as vice chair. Allison, will you do a roll call vote, please?
Committee member Baxter,
Here.
committee member Harrison,
Yes.
committee member Keppel,
I,
vice chair Sunshine,
Yes.
chair Friedel.
Yes. So if we were in chambers, I would ceremoniously hand you the gavel. So,
I have my iPhone.
and we would change seats and you would now take over. So I will hand over the meeting to you for items 7 and 8.
Oh, Chair Friedel, thank you so much. I think we've done this once before, and
Please.
I appreciate how much you have schooled me in Robert's Rules of Order and kind of how to move the meeting along and provide great feedback to both the community, the commissioners and staff. So you are a model of
Well,
community service, and I just want to say thank you. It's always an honor to follow in your footsteps, and a little daunting.
I appreciate that. That's very kind.
So thank you very much, colleagues. Mike, very much look forward to working with you round 2 again. Always better with a lot of experience, and we're just going to have a fantastic year. And I also wanted to say, Rita, I appreciated the photos in your beautiful presentation. They reminded me of what it feels like to be in a city park with sunlight above. I kind of forgotten that. So thank you. It gave me a little, it's like going on a little vacation. Okay, items. Oh, commissioners' reports. Does anyone have anything they would like to share?
I shared it before I turned the gavel over to you. I was very happy that the Commons came forward with a $10,000 donation to support the lights and meet the city halfway so we could have that. And we're committed again next year. I think everyone knows, even though my sign blew over and is missing somewhere,
We have it.
that the city received their $5 million grant from the state, and the Commons came up with 5.2 million, met the deadline December 31st. So we are well on our way to a new library community center with $10 million. So I hope we're all here to stick a shovel in the dirt someday in the near future. So that's the only thing I have.
For me, since I'm new here, I met with Rita earlier today and got to review the 5-year capital improvement program as well as the Larkspur Mini Parks action plan. Pretty impressive at the body of work that's been laid out, and excited to see some of these things come to fruition. I saw there was a excavator parked at Bon Air Landing today, so fingers crossed that goes swimmingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Capel?
I know that we've talked in the past about doing a tour of all the parks. Does anyone have any information about that?
We would love to do that. Rita and I were just talking about that. So we would love to get that going. I can send out an email trying to get, what the best time of day and what day is, unless you want to let us know now, and we can try to, Rita and I can get back to you probably tomorrow and put something on the books.
I mean, I would vote for a Saturday morning.
I have a lot of flexibility. So if you propose a couple of dates, I think.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Good, we'll send something out. Oh.
Chair Sunshine, may I ask a question?
Of course.
I wonder if, I know we only have the 15-person van we got to, and someone's got to have that license to drive us all around together if we're going to go together. But if there's room, it'd be nice to invite, I believe there are 2 new councilmen who've never taken the tour of the parks. Councilman Candell and Councilman Paulson. I don't think, well, I'm sorry, Mayor Paulson and Vice Mayor Candell. It might be nice to include them if they would want to and join us. And I think, and I don't know what the new nominations were last night because I didn't attend council, but one of them must be our representative from council, our ad hoc.
Yes,
I
I
think
know
it's,
who it is. Yeah,
I think it's Vice Mayor Candell again, but
I think so too. Yeah, I just can't, not 100% sure.
I'll pull that up real quick and let you know.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, I do too.
Perfect. We will we'll send something out and we'll get something on the books. I'm not sure that we'll be able to take the van, but we can carpool it.
Yeah.
Caravan. Yeah.
And your liaison is Councilmember Candell with Councilmember Way as the alternate.
so he should come regardless, and then we could invite Mayor Paulson.
Excellent.
Okay. Should I go to item 8? Which is adjournment. This is so easy. Would somebody like to make a motion to adjourn?
I would happily adjourn 2022.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Do you need a roll call, Allison, or should we just raise our hands?
This one is fine to just do by consensus.
Then this meeting is adjourned. See you in February and then in person in March.
Great, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you, Jean.